Adam Sandler as an old animated wise lizard? Hey, why not? Let's talk about Leo. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass. Today I'm here to talk to you about Leo, which comes to Netflix on November 21st, 2023. It's coming to Netflix. It's a kid movie just in time for the holidays, just in time for Thanksgiving. It stars Adam Sandler as a kind of like old class lizard who is getting up in age and maybe is a little bit nicer and wiser than he initially appears. My hot take is, hey, I think you should rent it. I did not like this movie at the start. It is kind of slow. It has some hit or miss humor, but as it goes on, it does kind of end in a sweet, life-affirming kids movie. It has some fun songs. It has some good advice. And overall, it ends much better than I thought it began. So I think you should rent it. Look, it's coming to Netflix. If you've got Netflix, go ahead and stream it. I wouldn't go out and like subscribe to Netflix just for this. But if you do have Netflix, hey, why not? Go stream it. It'll be a fun kind of like holiday kids movie. My kids liked it. So that being said, for kids, I think it's generally fine. It does have some rude humor, as you'd expect from an Adam Sandler movie. Not that rude, but a little bit rude. And also it does deal with a few kind of grown up topics. I'd say it's mostly fine for like older kids, like 9 or 10, maybe 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. Your younger kids might not even realize what's happening. So maybe it's fine for everyone, but I did think it dealt with a little bit more, I don't know, adult-ish themes than I was expecting for a kids movie. So all that being said, I'm going to tell you a little about the film, a few things I like, a few things I didn't like, and then really quickly go into the ending. So as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the ending section. If you don't know what happens in this movie, I would turn it off when I get there. Before that, I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it spoiler-free. I'll let you know when I get to those spoilers. So like I said, in Leo, you have Leo, played by Adam Sandler, who is a kind of like an iguana, I guess. He is a 74-year-old lizard who is in this 5th grade class. His best friend is this turtle named Squirtle. They have been in this classroom forever. They're kind of old, they're kind of crotchety, and they talk to each other a lot. Now, when the new group of kids, these new 5th graders come in, they have to start taking the lizard home over the weekend. And during this time, we find out that Leo can talk to the kids and starts kind of taking an interest in their lives. Now, is this good for them? Is this bad for them? Is it good for Leo? Well, you have to watch the movie to find out. So, things I liked about this movie. The first, I love the animation. It is a nice kind of bright, kid-friendly type animation style. It like looks really nice. It looks really beautiful. It's very bright and sunny looking. And it's kind of perfect for an animated kids movie. I thought they did a really nice job with the animation, with the expressions. Leo looks good. Squirtle looks good. The world looks nice. There's some fun like tech kind of elements in it as well. It is a very nice looking movie. The second thing I liked the songs. There's a lot of musical songs in this film, and they have kind of a production to them. It almost feels like Broadway at times, because you'll have songs about the situation that's going on, and the kids will like be jumping in and out and singing their parts. They are much more involved than I expected from a kids movie. They are really nice. They're pretty funny. They have some good music, and like I said, they feel like a higher production than I was expecting. And the last thing I love, look, I like the humor to a certain point. Like, it does have some funny moments, has some very funny moments, some fun like commentary on parenting, some commentary on age, and just some silly situations. I didn't love all the humor, which is I'll go into in the things I didn't love, but overall, I did like a lot of the humor in this. So all that being said, things I didn't love as much. The first, it's kind of a slow story. It starts off very slowly. Leo is not like the most energetic. He's also not the most, I don't know, sympathetic character. And it did feel a little it did feel like it took a while to get going. Now, when it does get going, it does become a much nicer film. But there's a lot of kind of, I don't know, animosity, stress, slow buildup at the start that makes it so it takes a while for me to really get into this movie. Second thing is, I didn't really love Leo's character at the start. He's crotchety, he's old, he has this like desire to be free, and seems a little bit kind of disconnected with everything going on. Like I said, it gets better, but at the start, I didn't really like his character. The third thing I didn't love, it wasn't really as funny as I was expecting it to be. Like I said, there are some moments that I liked, some humor that I liked, but a lot of the jokes fell flat for me. It's kind of, Adam Sandler's comedy. If you like his comedy, if you like his characters, which I generally do, which is a little surprising, you might like some of them, but for me, it just wasn't hitting for me. Maybe it's that comedy translated to a kid's movie just didn't really do it. I don't know. But for me, I didn't really like the humor as much as I was expecting. Although there were things I did like. I did put it in the things I liked. There were songs, there were jokes, there were situations that I thought were pretty funny. But overall, maybe this is all still at the start. The start just didn't really do it for me. And the fourth thing I didn't love, there is a turn for one of the characters partway through. I'll go into that in the ending section. It felt out of place. It felt weird. It sets it up for like a later situation, but overall, the turn just came out of nowhere, and I didn't love it very much. So that being said, Leo is coming to Netflix on November 21st, 2023. I think you should stream it. I think if you've got Netflix, check it out. Why not? It's free. Just go ahead and watch it for over the holidays. But if you don't have Netflix, I wouldn't run out to get it. So I'm going to the ending right now. So if you don't know what happened in this movie, I would turn it off because there will be spoilers. So like I said, in Leo, you've got Leo who's in the 5th grade classroom. The normal teacher, Miss Salinas, gets pregnant and has to leave. They have a new substitute named Ms. Malkin who comes in. She is a very strict teacher. Miss Salinas was like super touchy-feely, super like emotional, super, supportive of these kids. Ms. Matlin is from a different time. She is strict. She is by the book. She does not take anything from anyone. And she kind of throws this classroom up on its head. The kids are miserable. They are tired. But one of the things that she does do is she makes the kids take home one of the pets every weekend to learn responsibility. And so Leo starts going home with the kids. And when he's there, he's trying to escape. He is 74 years old. He thinks that lizards only live to be 75. And so he is worried this is the last year that he's going to die, just kind of completely living in this little aquarium that he's lived in. And he wants to see the world. He wants to experience the world. So he devises this plan that he's going to escape when he gets to these kids' houses. Now, when he gets there, he tries, but he is so slow. It takes him very long to get there. And usually by the time he tries to get to the window, he gets caught. But one thing that does happen is he starts talking to the kids. Leo can talk. The kids can understand him for some reason. They don't really explain why. And he starts talking to the kids. Now, he is 74. He's a little wise. He's kind of like a grandfather figure. And he has seen a lot in this school. He's seen a lot of kids. He's seen a lot of situations. So when he starts talking to these kids about their problems, they open up to him and he tells them, look, I'm only talking to you because you're special. You're the only one I talk to. Don't tell anyone else. But they do start opening up to him. They do start kind of like coming to him with problems. He becomes a loved class pet. None of the kids know that he talks to all of them, but they all love him. They start dropping like cell phones in his aquarium so that he can talk to them on the weekends and things like that. The kids start fighting over who gets to take him home. And also because of this, the classroom dynamic starts to get better. Like the kids, because they're kind of dealing with their problems, they start to become closer friends with each other. They start to do better in school because they want to do well to take home Leo. The whole classroom turns around and Ms. Malkin starts getting praised as this amazing substitute teacher. So through this time, the turtle Squirtle gets a little jealous because all the kids like Leo and he wants to be loved. He wants to be appreciated. So he ends up filming Leo talking to one of the kids on the cell phone and sends it to all the kids. So now they all know that Leo talks to all of them. They get upset. They get angry at Leo. Leo gets, abandoned, I guess, by the kids, and everyone is pretty sad. They all are talking to him, and he's talking back, trying to help them. And Ms. Malkin hears this. So after the kids leave, she goes and she talks to Leo, and she thinks that Leo is undermining her method. She wanted to be recognized for teaching her way, strict by the book. And because of Leo, these kids are doing better, but they're not because of her. Now, he talks to her as well. He kind of listens to her problems, and they come to a nice agreement that Leo will help them get through the history fair. If they win this history fair, she gets praise. They get to go on this class trip. Everyone will be happy. And they seem to agree. So the kids all, get ready for the history fair. They were doing it before, so they keep going despite them all being mad at Leo. They go to the history fair. They do a great job. It's kind of like an interactive thing where they're all playing different characters, and you go up and press the button, and they'll tell a little fact about the characters that they're playing. It's fun. It's cute. Ms. Malkin gets a ton of praise. The kids win. They win, classroom of the year. They get this trip to this theme park. And Ms. Malkin gets a ton of praise, and they think they're going to bring her on as a regular teacher. She's been a substitute her entire life. She's always wanted to be a regular teacher, and we think that now it's going to actually happen. Now, strangely, after this happens, the kids start asking about Leo, and Ms. Malkin's like, no, you got to go. It's going to rain. You have to go home. It'll be fine. And then she goes and takes Leo and takes him out into the Everglades. This was the turn I didn't love because it seemed like Ms. Malkin and Leo had come to an agreement. It seemed like he was helping her. He was helping the kids. He was good for everyone involved. And I think she got jealous maybe that the kids all wanted to be with him, or, that he was doing such a good job and she wasn't using her methods. I don't know why, but she goes and drops him off in the Everglades. Leo couldn't hear what was happening. So she just tells him, look, the kids lost. They're all devastated. They don't want to see you. And she drops him off at the Everglades and leaves. I think it's because she was jealous. She didn't want to have him in another classroom where he gets all the praise and she wouldn't get the praise. She wanted to be recognized, and she was worried that he would kind of outshine her. I guess. I don't know. So on Monday, when the kids all come in getting ready for their trip, they're all sad that Leo's not there. Miss Malkin says, she doesn't know what happened. He must have gone. He must have escaped. And the kids are upset about this. Leo is out in the Everglades. He's out in the forest, kind of what he thought he wanted, but not really what he actually wanted. So he is trying to survive in the forest. The kids are upset. Everyone goes to Adventureland or Adventure Park, whatever whatever the theme park that they get to go to is. They all go on their trip. Now, Squirtle feels bad. He knows what happened to Leo. He saw it. He's not speaking up because Miss Malkin threatened to hurt him as well. So Squirtle is staying quiet. But during this time, he realizes that he needs to help her. That he needs to help his best friend. So he calls in this drone that this one of the kids in the class had this like drone, like essentially a real helicopter parent. It like watched out for him, fixed everything, made sure he didn't get hurt, made sure that he had all his medicine, things like that. It was like basically always hovering around him. Squirtle calls this drone. The drone comes. He says like, hey, we need to go save Leo. The drone decides to come help. They take the drone and fly to the bus that is going to Adventureland. Squirtle gets in there. He starts talking to the kids, telling them, look, like Miss Malkin took Leo. She took him to the Everglades. Get mad at her. And the kids confront Miss Malkin. She initially denies it, but eventually says, yes, that is actually what she did. So she tells the driver to go to the Everglades, and the driver's like, no, we're going to this theme park. And so Miss Malkin kind of gives the kids a sly wink and says, okay. They get to the theme park. The driver goes and like buys a bunch of things from the store for the kids, and all the kids run back and get in the bus. Miss Malkin does too. She's a little slower. The driver's a PE teacher, so he tries to run to catch them up. He gets really close, but thankfully Miss Malkin is able to get pulled into the bus with the kids. They start driving. They now go to the Everglades. I don't know why she didn't just like close the door when he got out at the start. Who knows? But they're going to the Everglades. They're going fast, but Leo's in trouble. He is in the forest. He's not used to this. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't fit in with anything. He can't catch any food because he's, slow and old. And all of a sudden, there are a bunch of alligators. I think they're alligators, maybe crocodiles, but I think alligators. Things aren't looking so great for our buddy Leo, but then a bunch of pets that were at one of the kids' birthday parties earlier on that Leo freed. These pets wanted to be free just like him. Leo figured out how to like disable all the gates. The pets ran free, caused chaos. They all escaped into the wild. Leo was going to escape, but then he saw all the kids and saw like how much they missed him. They were all looking for him. They were worried that he was lost. So he decided to stay and help these kids out. Well, these pets all apparently went to the Everglades. And now that Leo is here, about to be attacked by alligators, these pets show up and they recognize him and they say, they want to thank him. They want to thank him for freeing them. They kind of like treat him like a king. They feed him and protect him from these alligators. And all right, so Leo seems to be turning out fine. But the kids don't know this. They are on their way. They're driving, trying to find Leo. The bus, gets in there. They can't stop the bus. The bus like drives to the Everglades. As it's doing this, it picks up trees and branches and things like that. And it's barreling towards these alligators and Leo and the party animals. And the alligators see this bus. It is full of branches and leaves and things like that. It looks like a forest monster, and they run away. They scoot. Yay, everyone's saved. The alligators are away. The bus gets there. They start to come out, but one of the alligators stays around and gets ready to attack the kids. The teacher uses one of the kids that talks a lot and just says, hey, Summer, go talk. And she starts talking about inane stuff. The alligator like just stops and falls asleep. So they solve that problem. They start looking for Leo. They can't find him. They find his like molted skin and they think that he's dead. But no, it's just his molted skin. Leo's fine. He shows up. Everyone's happy that he's there. They're proud that they saved Leo. I don't know what they're going to do about, taking a bus. I don't know how that's going to affect them, but we'll see. It seems to work out fine because Miss Malkin does get her own classroom. She gets a classroom after they get back from the field trip. She ends up getting her own classroom, and she has one condition. Her one condition is that in her classroom, we have to have Leo and Squirtle. Seems sweet. I don't know. I feel like they would want to stay with Miss Salinas. I mean, they've been there for a long time, but you know what? I guess it's sweet. I guess they've come to an understanding. Miss Malkin feels bad. She recognizes how important Leo is. But it turns out that Miss Malkin's next class is the kindergarten class, and the kindergartners are crazy. They are running and destroying everything, and that means that Leo and Squirtle are now going to be very, very busy. Oh, and also one other thing we learned in the forest, Leo is talking to some of the other lizards, and remember, Leo was 74. He thought he was only going to live to be 75. Well, these other lizards say, hey, no, we can live to 110. You're young. And so turns out that Leo isn't about to die. He has plenty of life ahead of him, and he has plenty of life to give to these kids that he has now found his calling for. So we'll see if he can help the kindergartners. Maybe he can make it back to like 5th grade where he can help these kids with some of their problems. But that is Leo. Like I said, it comes to Netflix on November 21st, 2023. It was okay. I liked some parts of it. I didn't like some parts. A slow start, but it ended on a sweet note. So I definitely think you should stream it if you have Netflix. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.